Alright, let me get my seat adjusted. Let's take a look at the outside. So this video, I don't know, nobody's going to watch the entire flight, I'm sure. It's, I think, close to half an hour, maybe. But it was an awesome flight, and I really just wanted to put it up to give some people that are interested an example of what my current settings and performance is like. So this is virtual reality. I'm using SteamVR. My Microsoft is the store-bought version. When I bought it, it was the only version that was available. But I use it with SteamVR. I do not use the Oculus app. I do not use Airlink or the Link cable. And I have videos explaining this. But I am wireless. I am getting close to 40 frames per second. I have some very high quality graphics showing right now, and the performance stays very, very good throughout the entire flight. When I'm over the mountains and away from the cities, I can get upwards of 50 to 55 frames per second. The video that I did earlier, well, actually it was yesterday, had a registry edit, and it makes such a big difference in the smoothness of the sim in VR, and probably outside of VR as well. The setting is to disable a utility, a tool that's built into Windows that monitors your network utilization, and when it's monitoring it, it can cause some memory leaks, which a memory leak means that you use up more of your memory than you actually have, and so your performance goes way down. So that registry change, and I've been in computers for over 2 decades. I'm very, very familiar with the registry. This is a safe change to make. So if you go into the registry and make just this one change, you probably won't see a great frame rate increase. But if you are someone like myself that suffered a lot of little micro stutters, it's kind of redundant, but micro stutters and some jitteriness in the performance, that it's worth trying, and it's very easy to undo, but it's not going to affect anything if you change it. And there's a link down below to my video about it, which actually has a link if you're interested to see the full details on how to do it. But it's navigate to one key, you change one D word value, the default value is 2, you change it to 4, that turns it off and makes a big difference. So my frame rates have been increased so much that I now have the vehicles, the planes, and the workers. I usually have those shut off because it's such a frame rate hit, and now I can still get good 40 frames per second taxiing around an airport, which is the best I've ever gotten. I have an RTX 3070. I'm running a Ryzen 9 AMD Alienware laptop, small 14-inch screen. I don't use a screen, I fly VR. Quest 2 headset, SteamVR. And if you watch just the smoothness of how everything goes by, and the video is nowhere near as smooth and as nice looking as it was in the headset. Now, the panel may be a little bit more clear in the video than it is in the headset, but I can read everything I need to without much of a problem. I might have to lean in a little bit, but I would have to do that in real life with my eyesight anyways. The main thing to me is outside of the windows, how good that looks and how smoothly it goes by. And again, you'll get some idea from this video, but not a true indication. But you can see the quality. Now, this is not the default. This is Asheville Regional Airport, Asheville, North Carolina, KAVL. Again, not the default scenery, because this is my home airport. I like to have it be a little bit nicer. Plus, it's got a very unique runway configuration, at least in my opinion, and the default scenery doesn't have it, so it's nice to have it in here. And what that is a dead runway that's no longer in use, But also, after you stop before the runway, when you go to get up the runway, you have to go up a hill. So it's kind of fun, and in some planes, it's a little bit of a challenge. But I like this scenery, but you can see, again, not the default scenery, a little bit heavier on the graphics for this particular scenery than the default, because there's more added and it's higher quality, but it's still smoothly flowing by my windows. The pavement out of the corner of my eye, the lines, the taxiway lights. Maybe my settings will help you if you have similar configuration to mine. Maybe they won't. Maybe you won't want to try them. I'm just sharing them because I love the flight sim. I've been flying in the simulator since it was DOS version, way back in the old days of computers. And I just want everybody to be able to enjoy it as much as I do. And I know a lot of people have crashes to desktops. I almost never, ever experience a crash. And I think one of the key factors to that is keeping that community folder empty. Or not completely empty, but just keep in it what you're going to be using. I don't fly 28 different planes at once, so I don't need them all loading up. Everything in that community folder loads into the sim every time you start it. I don't fly every single one of the planes that I've downloaded all the time. So I put the ones that I'm going to fly in the community folder, the little bit of scenery that I might need in the community folder, and then the rest I put in a backup folder, and I put it back in when I want to fly it. And I think that helps a lot with eliminating the crashes to desktop. I also still don't use DirectX 12. That was one of the few things that did cause crashes for me with my VR and Quest headset and SteamVR setup that I use. The DirectX 12 did cause issues. So you can see here I got to roll up a little bit of a hill, and I don't know, I've not run into this in a whole lot of airports, and I kind of like it. I haven't been in the TBM for quite a while. Saw somebody else post some pictures today, and he was talking about it, and it reminded me of what an awesome plane it is. So I dusted it off and fueled her up, pulled her out of the hangar, and here we go. As you can see, we're already at a pretty good altitude here, I think 2,100 feet, so we have to take that into account, flying in the mountains. Not quite the same as regular flying areas. And out of usable runway, so let's bring the gear up. Yaw dampener on. Okay. So now we can just kind of sit back and enjoy this early morning flight around the Asheville, North Carolina region. So watch the video if you want, fast forward through it, check out different areas. We're going to go over here shortly and fly by the Biltmore Mansion, which is one of the largest mansions in the United States, if not the largest. It's absolutely incredible how large it is. Beautiful, beautiful place. But you can see it's... Now, some people might think that the colors are saturated. To me, it looks fine. Colors are a subjective thing, I think. My eyes aren't the same as someone else's, so what looks good to me may not look good to others. But it's a morning flight, and we're in the mountains, so I would expect to see this kind of green around me right now, and I do in real life. So, yeah, Biltmore is up here, and it is really, like I said, an incredible place. Used in a lot of movies. Used in one of my absolute favorite comedies, Don Knotts and Tim Conway, called The Private Eyes. Funny movie if you like those two comedians. It's a great movie to try and find. But they use the Biltmore mansion in that movie. That river down there looks so nice. So I got my buildings up on high. I got my trees, I think, up on high. Yeah, here we go. There's the Biltmore. Look at this place, huh? Look at that. So you can actually stay there. They have a bed and breakfast, I think. They have some rooms in the main building you can stay in. They have a couple of different lodges you can stay at, restaurants and so forth. It's about 25 minutes away from where I live. I live over that way there. Follow that path down there. You get into the mountains and you go over the first mountain, and on the other side, that's where I live, in that area. And this is Asheville area some more. But you can see the quality, and you can see how smooth everything is going by. Again, the video is not as smooth as it is in the headset. But I am so happy with the way it's been performing. It really is, again, and I know people say this, I know I've said it previously, but it makes it a whole new sim again. Up until now, if I was to get 35, 36 frames per second, I thought I was doing very good. I was happy with that, and I usually had to turn some things down to do that. But now I'm getting 40, 45, in some areas 50 to 55 frames per second, and instead of turning things down, I've actually turned some up. Now that Open XR toolkit, that is one of the big secrets. I have the resolution in there cranked way up. I think it's set to like 85 or 86%, which for my systems gives me numbers somewhere around 2300 by 2300 or 2400. It's in the other video, but it's somewhere in that ballpark. Now my in-game render settings are down around 70 to 75%, but it doesn't matter because it's being pumped up so much with that toolkit. Oh, I see. Okay. It's not sure what that dump on. I think that's supposed to be on. I think that's just not a warning because no lights came on. But sorry. Oh yeah. See, lose my train of thought because I got instrument focus. Not good. You know, always be clearing the skies and never get focused on your instruments. So the render resolution again in the game is down lower than what everyone suggests. Everyone says, oh, it should be on 100 and then do things. And well, that's fine if you want to do that. I can tell you if I do that, my frame rate would be between 20 and 30. The quality wouldn't be a whole lot different or better than it is right now, in my opinion. I know because I've tried it. And I do try the AirLink and the Link cable every time there's driver updates or sim updates or Oculus updates. I do try them, but I always come back to SteamVR with the virtual desktop streamer app. It's so much easier to use. It gives me so much better performance. Everything about it is just so much better. I can be in game and hit record, which you can't really do with the Oculus. You have to go through the pain of getting out and everything else, hit record and then get into it. But here you can actually just record. But the main thing is just the performance. Like I said, the performance using SteamVR and the desktop app. Well, you're seeing it. You're seeing what it is right here. It's outstanding. Well, I'm going to stop talking now, and if you enjoy the rest of the flight, that's great. If you don't, that's fine, because I put these up so that I can rewatch them myself. I enjoy sitting back, watching them on my big TV in high definition, and just enjoying the flight myself again, because I love flying that much. So, but if it helps you, that's an extra bonus. For me because it just makes me feel good to know I've helped you improve your flight simming. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the skies.
Airport information India 1100 Zulu. Wind 277 at 7. Visibility, 9er. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,600 feet, few clouds at 4,300 feet, ceiling 11,700 feet broken. Temperature, 15. Dew point, 13. Altimeter, 29.902. ILS runway 35 in use. Landing and departing runway 35. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have India. Asheville Airport information India 1100 Zulu. Wind 277 at 7. Visibility, 9er. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,600 feet, few clouds at 4,300 feet, ceiling 11,700 feet broken. Temperature, 15.
Asheville Tower Dahar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha is 6 miles southwest 3,700 feet with India to land.
Dahar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha Asheville Tower. Altimeter 29.902, wind 277 at 7. Fly right base runway 35.
Make right base runway 35, Dahar Golf Sierra Alpha.
Dahar Golf Sierra Alpha, wind 277 at 7. Cleared to land runway 35.
Cleared to land runway 35, Dahar Golf Sierra Alpha.
Sierra Alpha, contact ground on 121.9er. Asheville Airport information, India
121.9er for Dahar Golf Sierra Alpha. Ground Dahar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha taxi to parking.
Dahar Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Dahar Golf Sierra Alpha.